right out of the gate, let me tell you what this book is not. It is not a book about fighting off hordes of flesh-eating zombies should they ever rise from the grave, nor will it describe how to survive a shipwreck by feasting on coconuts and roasted iguana. Finally, it is not intended to help you survive our planet being sucked into the cosmic fireball affectionately known as our sun. If you wish to prepare for those types of events, I respectfully suggest that you continue your search for a more suitable text. This book is designed to help your family prepare for more commonplace, yet still potentially deadly disasters. The list is long and varied and includes hurricanes, tornadoes, terrorist attacks, earthquakes, pandemics, financial collapse, widespread blackouts, and much more. My hope is that this handbook will accomplish 3 things. 1. Motivate you to become better prepared. 2. Illustrate how to prepare effectively. And 3. Help you to realize your place in a larger movement. If you are going to become a true prepper, you should start by learning the Disaster Preparedness mantra. Let's all say it together. Ready? Here goes. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. It helps if you wave your hands wildly above your head for effect. Seriously, give it a try. It is best to get this silliness out of your system now. That way you won't succumb to it later. Besides, you might as well say it a few times before, because you are almost certainly going to be accused of thinking it, even if only by way of stage whispers and snooty grins. At the root of this incredulity lies a very basic question. Why? Why bother to prepare at all? Behind this question is the unspoken assertion that preparing for a disaster is unnecessary. It can be argued that most of us live in a fairly safe and stable world. What are the chances that you will ever need large stores of food or water? When will you actually use the carefully stocked first aid kit that you keep in the car's trunk? Wouldn't your time, money, and energy be better served by focusing on life's knowns rather than unknowns? The answer to that question is a resounding yes. Disaster preparedness, sometimes abbreviated as DP, should never distract you from meeting life's other needs and responsibilities. Your kids will still need to go to college, your family will continue to benefit from the yearly getaway vacation, and you will undoubtedly have a better chance of advancing in your job if you remain vigilant at keeping your boss happy. People who neglect important areas of their life in order to focus on uncertain doom are losing sight of what's important, not to mention failing to see life's daily joys. With that said, it is still quite possible to live a full, rewarding life while preparing for hard times. Not only is it possible, but as the head of a household, I would argue that achieving this kind of balance is your responsibility. Events have made me who I am, neither a hardcore survivalist nor an all-trusting soul. I am a Boy Scout in the truest sense of the word, dedicated to family, country, and good citizenship. As you may already know, an enabling element of those ideals is being prepared. I will never forget the helplessness that I felt in witnessing the horrific terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001. That event forced me to accept that our world is not as safe as we like to believe. Before I could even catch my breath, the world shook again with the tragic Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004. I remember sitting with my family that fateful Christmas, the holiday cheer forever interrupted by the suffering that hundreds of thousands of our brothers and sisters felt across the world. These events drove me to take action that one day might save lives. And what better contribution can anyone give this world than to save another life? When things go terribly wrong, the few reach deep for courage to make it better for the many. It has always been that way. What makes this book different from others is that it presents a practical approach to becoming prepared. As many books have demonstrated, it is easy to simply recommend that you keep everything you could ever need on hand. It doesn't seem to matter that it costs 5 times your salary, weighs a couple tons, and compromises many important aspects of your life. In my view, preparedness is best served by keeping all things in perspective. This premise will become clearer as you make your way through this book. There are plenty of hardcore preppers who believe that everyone should be ready for Armageddon. These survivalist types will almost certainly criticize some of my recommendations as not going far enough. Who knows for sure? They might be right, but I tend to take a more pragmatic approach. My motto is prepare for what makes sense. It is highly unlikely the world will end tomorrow. Even if it does, it is equally unlikely that anything you do today will ensure your survival through the cataclysm. Better to be prepared for the challenges you might actually face: harsh weather, power outages, loss of income, being stranded on the road, and so on. But we still haven't answered the underlying question, why? That single question is arguably the most important one in this entire book. If you don't know the answer, then you will likely lose your dedication to preparedness somewhere along the way. Also, without a clear rationale answer that you truly believe in your heart, you will never win over family or friends, and establishing a network of fellow preppers is an important part of the readiness process. The short answer is that the world is not as safe as we would like to believe. It is a chaotic system with limitless inputs and outcomes. Anything can happen. If you can keep these 3 simple words in mind, they will help you along your way. When people ask why you are going to such trouble to prepare for darker days, smile and say anything can happen. Who can possibly contest that simple statement? Life is wholly unpredictable. 99% of the time, everything works great. The world spins like a top, the skies are clear, and your refrigerator is full of milk and cheese. But know with certainty that the world is a dangerous place. Storms rage, fires burn, and enemies attack. No one is ever completely safe. Not you, not your children, not the richest man alive. We all live as part of a very complex ecosystem that, at its core, is unpredictable and willing to kill us without remorse or pause. Don't believe me? Read on.